Welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is spring break for a lot of people, a lot of travel going on this time of year, and a major airport in this nation is LaGuardia, which has been locked down today because of an accident, reportedly, where an Air Canada jet hit a Firetruck due to a miscommunication from the flight controller. And I want you to see what's so suspicious about this. They're saying the wreck happened late last night, March 22nd, flight 8646, but late on 322, and the details stand out in a major way because it's a pattern we've talked about a gazillion times. They're saying 2 pilots are dead, but their courageous efforts, which sacrificed them in flight 8646, their courageous efforts saved the 76 people on board. That said, 41 were injured. 76-41. Now, these are numbers we've talked about countless times over the years in regards to Skull and Bones Order 322. Again, this happened on March 22nd. In Gematria, the Kabbalistic practice of coding numbers into words, skull and bones equates to 41, and when you run it in reverse, 76. One of the most famous skull and bones members in U.S. history, George H.W. Bush, the 41st president. Another very famous one, his son, born on 7/6, George W. Bush. Remember, he was the 43rd president. Yale equals 43, where they went. And plane crash also equals 43, as we'll get to. But a recent event in history, if you were with me for March Madness 2 years ago, Yale was 322 years old, and they had a game on March 22nd versus Auburn as about a 16.5-point underdog, and we were very confident that Yale would win the game as a major underdog. They did. And notice, Auburn had 41 points at the half in that game and finished with 76. Yale won 78-76. The 78's interesting because Genesis equals 78, and the 78th verse of Genesis is Genesis 3:22, like Order 3:22, like March 22nd. Remember, that's the one about the Kabbalistic tree of life and knowing good and evil, like how the Kabbalistic tree of life has a good half and an evil half. The story goes, 2 pilots were killed and dozens were injured on Sunday night, that was March 22nd, after an arriving plane collided with a fire truck on a runway at New York's LaGuardia Airport. The incident involved Air Canada Flight 8646, which had just landed with 72 passengers and 4 crew members, and a Port Authority fire rescue vehicle responding to a separate issue on another flight. Air traffic control audio recordings appeared to show a controller had cleared the vehicle to cross the runway before telling it to stop. So this story is carrying over into today, March 23rd. It's got much of LaGuardia shut down. Today does have 72 date numerology. We know 72 is very special to the Jesuits. We know the Jesuit Adam Weishaupt founded the Illuminati, which Order 322 Skull and Bones is modeled after, not to mention the founder of the Illuminati died on the 322nd day of the year in history, November 18th. And because this is getting so much attention today in the news, it is noteworthy that today is 19 days before the anniversary of Air Canada's establishment. It's going to turn 89. It's creating the chaos today, the day of the airport closure. Chaos has that gematria of 19 and 89. And now we're talking about planes and skull and bones, and that should remind you of what happened when George W. Bush was in office, not to mention the fire truck, because all those firemen that got killed in the collapsing towers, where the collapse was blamed on 19 crazy hijackers. And again, in 1968, the Quran code was discovered that said the Quran's based on 19, which is the year Muhammad Atta was born, and the year that George W. Bush graduated from Yale Skull and Bones, and 911 was made the national emergency dialing code, and World Trade Center construction began in New York, and the rest of that 1968 list, including Boeing debuting their jumbo jetliners. Boeing was founded by a Yale member as well. Again, Skull and Bones is at Yale. Don't even get me started on the New York Jets winning their only Super Bowl and the rigged National Fix League. Goes with the Patriots becoming that team after 9/11 and the Patriot Act. And then years later, the Jets get the first Islamic head coach in the NFL. Oh, my God. But yeah, also from LaGuardia's anniversary of opening up to today, the closure, it's 111 days later. New York equals 111, so does Firetruck. Remember, September 11th leaves 111 days left in the year. If you count to yesterday, you could also say yesterday was a span of 111 days, the day of the wreck. So either day would have had the connection. Yesterday would have also been 110 days after the establishment, reminding of the 110-story World Trade Centers and the fact that Osama bin Laden equates to 110. And notice Mark Carney, the leader of Canada, he just turned 61 in March. LaGuardia is 61. It's Air Canada that crashed. He's Jesuit educated. LaGuardia's got very interesting numbers. So some notes on that, but I'll skip over that part for now so I don't overwhelm. From the Pope's birthday to the shutdown at the airport today, 191st day of the Pope's age. Air Canada, 191, the 43rd prime. Plane crash, 43. This also factors in with the OnlyFans owner death today at 43, whose name is Leo, who also coached Chicago as home, just like the Pope. I did just upload the video on the death of the OnlyFans owner. If you missed that, definitely check it out. A lot of people are calling for that one. It is there under the videos tab. Remember, YouTube for years now has divided up videos. There's a live tab for live streams, a video tab for uploaded videos, and a shorts tab for uploaded shorts. But yeah, was anybody even on this plane? I mean, remember, Skull and Bones are known for being practical jokesters. It is sad to think that we live in a world that could be this insane where they would purposefully inconvenience all these people. And, they do everything with a purpose. A future purpose could be a politician explaining why he's brought Bill 8646 forwards. It's time to move on from human pilots. It's time to move on from human air traffic controllers. We don't want another flight 8646 happening. So today I've brought forth Bill 8646 that puts it in the hands of AI. Sam Altman's got the plan. Sam Altman's new technology will ensure that there will never be an incident like this again. Sorry, people, you're just not that useful. The robots, the tech, the AI, it's better, it's safer, it's more trustworthy. It doesn't need food, it doesn't need sleep. It just runs so efficiently, and it's so much better. It's going to save the state of New York a fortune. And never mind what we're going to do with the rest of you. Sorry, your Amazon warehouse job is no longer here. Sorry, we phased out so many jobs because the AI is just so much better. But you know what? We also need to save Mother Earth. So here, actually, there's another pandemic. We have a jab, a pokey doke. It's going to save you. It's not going to 8646 you. Again, if you don't know what 86 and 46 are, welcome to the channel. Those are numbers that have a lot to do with death and killing. Again, flight 8646 here, but yeah, again, these people operate with a purpose, and every day they operate by the numbers. And shame on these AI engines working so hard to slander my work. Good God. The AI used to speak favorably of my work. Now it is a total hit job, almost worse than any troll. Yeah. Again, I can't tell you how many times I died out 41, 76, and Skull and Bones, and 322, but here's one more. We'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker, and until next time.